That part was insane. Greetings Wanderer, this is Atlas here and welcome to The Void. Today I'm going to be reacting and breaking down a song called Bloody Stream from Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. This song was the winner of a poll that I did a week ago asking you which song from Jojo's Bizarre Adventure I should do next. I should break down next, and as you can see here in this picture, Bloody Stream won pretty much by a landslide among the 5 options that there were in the poll. So if you participated in the poll, thank you very much for that. I'm really looking forward to this because I don't know if you know this, but I've been watching the anime, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure anime, because this was the selection that people made in my Patreon for me to react and break down each episode of the anime. So far I've been able to watch the first part, which is the first 9 episodes. And if you're interested in watching my reactions and breakdowns of the first 9 episodes of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, you can do so signing up in my Patreon starting at $6 a month, okay? So I'm really enjoying the anime so far, and you know, I don't want to say that too much, but the relationship that Dio and Jonathan has in the anime is very interesting. And there's something that I talked about in my breakdown of the 9th episode, which is related to how much, even though they seem to be like complete opposites, they are so much intertwined. Like they are more together than apart in a sense. But I explain more of that in detail in the breakdown of the episode that I did for Patreon. So if you're interested in that, you can visit my Patreon in the link that there is in the description of this video. So, looking forward to it. Onward. Okay, we have Bloody Stream from Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. Boom. Scare me. Super groovy. The funk is real. That part was insane. Those runs in the brass to make the transitions are so good. The saturation in the instruments in that transition was insane. Space created. There we have it. Yeah. It's insane. Like that interlude that there was there. It sounded so avant-garde in regards to the feel of the song, but at the same time, it belongs completely in the song. I don't know how the composer was able to make that happen, but he actually did it. So we're gonna be talking more in depth, specifically in that interlude that there is in the song, but also about the genres, apologies, that are involved in the song, and also my favorite part of the song, which I would say is the arrangements in the brass, especially the trumpet ensemble, let's say. In the track. So we're going to be talking more in depth about those things in the breakdown. So let's break it down. Okay, so before we jump into breaking down the specific elements of the song, like which genres are involved, the instruments, the arrangements, and how the song translates the essence of the anime itself, or how it works as a device for the storytelling of the anime. I want to talk first about the lyrics, because I found a translation for the lyrics, and there's a couple of paragraphs and phrases that I want to emphasize that are pretty much that enrich so much of what the song is about, okay? So we have here the first paragraph, which is, "From the depths of silence, awaken the pillars beyond their time, bring together the courage of the rising crimson blood." First of all, awaken the pillars beyond their time, of course, makes me reminiscent, or is reminiscent to me for the Pillar Man theme, which I did a breakdown for, and in case you want to check that out, I'm gonna leave it right here in this card, okay? I haven't got to that part of the story yet, of course, but I heard the song that it pertains to that part of the story, and I have a sort of an hypothesis or a hunch that the Pillar Men are involved in the preservation or resurrection, either one of those, of Jonathan's life. Like he's some sort of in a stasis kind of a state at the last part of the episode 9 of the first part of the anime. So I don't know what happens next because, like I said before, I have only watched the first 9 episodes, which is the first part of the anime. But I have kind of that hunch, okay? And bring together the courage of the rising Crimson Blood. The Crimson Blood serves as a metaphor that serves as a double meaning, let's say. Because first, by the way, I want to mention that this anime doesn't shy from brutality, like at all. You see babies being killed, people getting torn to shreds, and so on and so forth, which was absolutely surprising to me when I was watching the anime, which, in case you want to check the reactions out, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna be able to see that in the breakdowns that I did for the episodes. But coming back to this, Crimson Blood serves as a metaphor for, you know, the bloodshed that is involved in the anime, this battle between good and evil that is fairly obvious, I would say. But also the Crimson Blood serves as a sort of metaphor for Dio as well, because Dio is the vampire and his power comes from blood, human blood. Now, the other part of the lyrics that I would like to emphasize is this part. An overflowing power, the mark of a friend's voice, spreads out your pain, now live for the feelings you shared. Now, of course, this particular part is very reminiscent for me for Zeppelin, the Jonathan's master through a brief period of time, but he was at the end he's mastering the arts of the Hammond energy, so to speak. So of course he's talking about the friend's voice because he's well, I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler for you, so spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't watched it. But he died. He gets killed in the first part of the anime. But he got merged. He was his essence, his soul, let's say, to put it in other terms, merged with Jonathan. So Zeppelin now is a part of Jonathan, and he became more powerful as a consequence of that. So it spreads out your pain. Now live for the feelings you shared. Is basically like the bittersweetness of carrying not only the burden of Zeppelin's mission, which Jonathan took without hesitation, to be honest, but at the same time is a burden nonetheless. And also carrying his essence is, as again reminiscing of his life experiences. Even though they were very brief in the story, they were very significant because Zeppelin has this lifelong mission in the anime, and there's like a passing of the mission from kind of a father figure also from Zeppelin to Jonathan. So, okay, now let's talk about the music itself. Although honestly, the lyrics are very much part of the composition, believe it or not, at least in my opinion. But let's talk about the genres of music that are involved, the instruments, and so on and so forth, okay? But before we jump into the specifics of it, I would like to talk about the kind of umbrella terms or umbrella qualities that this song has. Apologies. First of all, this carries on with the same theme that Giorno's theme had. And I did a reaction and breakdown for that song. In case you want to check that out, I'm going to leave it in this card right here, okay? So it carries on the Cosmopolitan quality that it has, that Giorno's theme has. This one has the same quality as that one. Although I don't know if Giorno's theme comes after, it's a song that was composed after this one, so this song could be very much, let's say, like a template towards upcoming songs in the anime. But at the same time, regardless of that fact or not, is quite cosmopolitan. You know, it preserves this glamorous, posh sound. And I have the hunch that this particular song is an opening of some sorts in some point of the anime. So because it's super high energy, the lyrics also tell a little bit of the story that at least I have the theory that tells a little bit of the story that is told in the first part of the anime, okay, on the first 9 episodes. So I have a hunch that it is an opening. And also, this song takes risks, like big risks, and they pay off hard, which we are going to be talking more in depth later, okay? But the song, yes. If I had to describe this song again in 3 words, it would be cosmopolitan, because of the many genres that are involved in it. It's very glamorous, and it's also very posh. It's very elegant, let's say. Okay, so now let's talk about the genres of music that are involved in the track and how they work as a resource or device to tell the story of the anime, okay? So I want to talk about Jonathan and Dio for a second. The story starts with these 2 main characters, right? Dio has some sort of rags to riches kind of story, you know? He's adopted by Jonathan's father. So he becomes rich, quote unquote, although he doesn't get to get the money at the end, which is what he wanted, the whole, you know, Joestar empire, if you will. He lived the luxury life among the Joestar family. And Jonathan is rich pretty much since he was a baby, I believe. So that's when you see kind of the poshness and the glamorous and the elegancy of the anime are the main characters translated into the music itself. And some of the genres that are involved in the track that actually pertain to that kind of feel that you get from it is very much the funk that you hear in the song, that is very prominent along the track. Also, there's the funk is permeated with J-pop or Japanese pop, because things that Japanese pop have in as a difference towards what you hear in Western music, pop music from the West, especially in the US and so on and so forth. It's the phrasing in the vocals and also the use of the brass ensemble, the trumpets ensemble. Now, the brass that we hear, or the trumpets ensemble that we hear in the track, are also very reminiscent of big band as a genre, but also big bands, of the late 40s and the late 50s. And if you take that into consideration, late 40s and throughout the 50s, basically, yeah. Remember that in the last episode of the first part of the anime, they are about to enter the 40s, okay? So if you translate that into how the big band's kind of element into the song works, then it makes pretty much sense. Like it brings a little bit from the period of time in which they are right now, or where they are about to embark their next adventure, and the funk and the J-pop is what permeates the song and makes it have this glamorous, posh, cosmopolitan sound. But at the same time, if you think about it, the anime is called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So if we take the title of the whole anime, because the biggest one was this avant-garde jazz funk transition that he made, which is, I'm gonna put it right here so you can remember which one it is. Yeah, that part is insane and it's bizarre. That's the term that I would use more accurately to describe that part. It's not so much insane, it's bizarre. Because taking into consideration how the song progresses, the elements that it has, the genres that are involved, you know, a funk song mixed with J-pop and has this underlying big band kind of thing going on. And then you throw something like that in it, it's bizarre. Also, I think he did like a little run that has like a whole tone diminished scale kind of lick in there. I mean, it's bizarre, to be honest. It makes so much it makes a contrast in the song that it's very noticeable, but at the same time it stays within the boundaries of the song, because you can still hear that you know, the brass or the trumpets ensemble stays within the mold of what the song is, you know, which is the groove and the funk of it. It's still there in that part. It still preserves also the glamour and the poshness of the song, which is crazy. But, you know, that's what great composers do. They manage to put these kind of things into songs and make them work. So yeah, I think this song was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It was very groovy. The funk is there. The feel is there. It also has a little bit of a Motown kind of vibe, you know. Speaking of pop, of course, I said this was more J-pop than Western pop, but also has like a Motown thing going on underlying in the whole track. Okay, so I think I'm gonna give this track a golden badge, a very, very high golden badge. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friend. Also, please don't forget to visit my Patreon in case you want to sway the vote towards what I'm going to be breaking down next, or you want to see my reactions and breakdowns of the first 9 episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm going to continue doing more in the future, so if you are interested in that, you can sign up in my Patreon starting at $6 a month. Okay, also visit my Ko-fi profile in case you want to make a one-time contribution to the channel, or my Ko-fi store when you can get a personal request when I open them the first of the month of each month, and also my Teespring shop where you can get merch and all that jazz. And of course, ex nihilo nihil fit.